Welcome all the students on the board, and today we are going to have a very lovely introductory seminar. And before we start, I would like to introduce you myself. Is Dr. Musa Sheikh. I'm an FCMA and CGMA and FCPA. I am teaching CIMA last 20 years with Berkeley, and we have and have successfully taught not hundreds, but thousands of students. So today our scope of discussion is very interesting. We are going to start the discussion with, I'll explain you what is the agenda for our discussion, how to prepare the examination, because this is a very interesting, same time very challenging exam that we will work on. So because this is the first case study that you will face in your CIMA curriculum, so you might have so many questions about the format looks. So I'm going to explain you the format of the exam. What will be the exam duration? This is also very interesting. How long it will last and what will be the sections. That is also very interesting. Going forward, what are the exam dates? So what dates you can prepare yourself for the exams, computer-based exams, and where are the exams conducted? You already have given exams for CIMA, and if you didn't give any exam, of course, PSMU is the place where you can go. And so I'll explain all in details. And we'll see that how Berkeley prepare you for the examination and what exam tips that you should keep in your mind in order to get yourself passed in the first attempt, like our other students. And in the last, we will have a frequently asked questions where you can ask any question that is in your mind and you feel you need to ask. This can be done in the end of our discussion. So we will start with the operational case study, and we will move towards the CIMA professional qualification framework. So right in your screen, you can see that there is levels. So these are the levels, and every level has 3 exams and top up with the case study. So based on which route you belongs to, some people have started there from the first exams, and obviously CIMA offers a lot of gateways route where you can bypass few exams and you can enter straight away in your operational case study or management case study, and few cases you can bypass your all exams and you can enter in the strategic case studies as well. So today we are 2 senior trainers with you, and with me Asif is also there, and he is going to take his part once I complete the introduction. So you can see that this is your operation level, which is we are going to discuss today. And tomorrow we are going to discuss the management part. So this is also a good opportunity to learn that how the course accelerates. So you can see 3 plus 3, 6, plus 3, 9, plus 3 is 12. So, and there are 12 exams you give, and then there is a case study. So 1, 2, 3. So these are 3 case study means 15 exam, and there is 1 more exam here for your certificate level. So these are the total exams a normal CIMA student passes to, but today we are more focused on operational case study exam. Now you can see here in the diagram that there were 3 subjects, and it is top up with 1 case study. So what is the concept behind this is we study 3 subjects, we give multiple choice questions, structured question, we pass the exams, and then we are given with a new way of testing that is called essay type or case study, where a case is released to you before the examination. So before the exam, you are going to get your case. So this is interesting because it's like I know my exam information, so I have to prepare for the possible questions that will come in the exam. So that's why I feel myself more closer to the case study, because if you have all pre-seen information in your mind and you have studied E1, P1, F1, or you have a previous background of your bachelor study or your master studies done in the past, so here is a good opportunity where you can answer the questions very easily. So E1 is managing finance in digital world. Here I want to appreciate CIMA academic committee also, because the digital world is new, and if you see other qualifications, they didn't much added contents for digital world. So the CIMA is taking a lead in terms of adding a latest knowledge to the qualification, which is really adorable, and we should appreciate their efforts. So we will study E1, like a student need to know few informations from E1, P1, which is management accounting, and then we have F1, that is financial reporting. What are these? What are their contents? I'm going to explain you shortly, but here I want to tell you that it's not that way. If you are coming from a pathway route, that you have to study these three subjects and then you will pass your case study. That's a misconception. It's not that way. We have to understand the case and the topics, and these topics we have to brush up, so we will be able to pass the exam at the very first time. So we integrate all these three, and what are the content of these three, which will be tested in the case study. So which topics we need to know, we need to learn, so we can get a proper preparation for our case study exam. So in managing finance in a digital world, so first of all, we should know what is the role of finance. So what is treasury, what is working capital, how it differs from accounting to finance. We see that what is the latest updations in the modern world, which is we as management accountants are encountering with. For example, the blockchain, IoT, Internet of Things, and fintech. These are the new terminologies that we should exactly know more about them. So data and information in digital world. So data management, velocity of data, versatility of data, variety of data. So data related, all these Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they are big data centers which has a lot of information, and from this information they are generating a lot of dollars for them. So this whole mechanism is very interesting in data and digital world, and shaping the structure of finance. So how we can bring technology, artificial intelligence, and make the role of accounting and finance more better, more faster, more reliable, more accurate, more standard, more smart. So finance interacting with the organization. So the CIMA makes sure that we are a management accountant. We don't think only like a financial accountant. So we need to collaborate ourselves with production, with HR, with legal, with compliance, with the risk, with supply chain, with sales, marketing, branding. So these all things as a CIMA we should have in our brain. So this is a very interesting portion of managing finance in the digital world. For a person who really wants to learn innovative things, is a very dynamic curriculum for them. Moving forward, we have management accounting, which is typically we all are going to be a management accountant. I feel proud that I am a member of CIMA, and this management accountancy qualification really added value in my profile, and it gave me a lot of knowledge in my brain, and which makes me more comfortable to lead the organizational functions, especially the finance and non-finance as well. So we'll see the cost accounting for decision and control. So we'll see like what is absorption costing, what is variable costing, what is fixed cost, what is a step fixed cost. We will see what is a marginal cost, what is an incremental cost, what is a step fixed cost, what is a step variable cost, what is activity-based costing, and what are the new ways of costing, what companies are using, how to allocate the cost. This is an amazing discussion in terms of cost accounting for decisions and controls. Budgeting and budgeting controls are really, really inspiring because CFO and Director of Finance, this is the core job. They sit with CEO, budget committee, and they make a nice forecast for at least 2 years to 5 years. If it is more strategic, then it go as long as 15 years. So you are talking about a high levels of skills in terms of precision of your forecast, your ability to predict, and your sense of economic world, externality of the markets. These are very, very important skills that we acquire through budgeting and budgeting controls. Short-term commercial decision-making is really important because as a management accountant, we are assisting our CEO and the management that what is effective to do in short term, medium term, and long term in terms of saving the cost, in terms of setting the strategy, in terms of optimizing the resources and the profits. Risk and uncertainty has grown a lot. Every day there is a new situation in the world which is not in our control. Nowadays we are struggling with the Ukraine and Russian wars, after effects and during shocks. Wheat supply, oil supply, commodity supplies, and the supply chain in general is affected. So if you are a business, you are heading your finance division, you are a management accountant, the key challenge is on you, how to save yourself, your company, how to incorporate these informations in your budgets and in your management reporting. This is a great challenge that all of the management accountants are passing through. And lastly, we dealt with COVID. So 2.5 years was another era where we were struggling with a lot of anomalies which were affecting our budgets. So that's also very, very interesting area. In terms of financial reporting, so finance, as we already know, is reporting is very, very important for us because when the accountants will prepare their reports, we will get the financial statements. There, our work for planning, budgeting, controls, execution will start. So we need to understand what is IFRS, what International Financial Reporting Standards. In America, we have US GAAPs, generally accepted accounting principles. So there's a lot, but you can see that interesting topics, what is IAS 1, how to present your financial statements, how to account for inventory, fixed asset, lease, IAS 16, IFRS 7, 9, financial assets, financial liabilities, and what area you work in. If you work in a banking, so banking regulations or standards are different. If you work in energy, it's different. Agriculture, different. So we need to understand which industry, how the reporting framework will work on. Financial statements, as I already explained, includes your cash flow statement, your statement of financial position, which we used to call balance sheet 10 years before. Statement of comprehensive income, if you are a large size entity, statement of income and changes in equity. These are, and additional notes, which is explaining all these financial summaries. So this is a really interesting area. Principle of taxation, because accounting and tax goes together in a regulatory environment like UK, USA, or anywhere in the country where there is where is your tax and revenue department is collecting taxes. So based on your accounting information and your tax informations, there are a few things to learn. And obviously managing cash and working capital, you're looking your liquidity, your current assets, your current liability, your liquidity cycle, your operating cycles, your working cycles, your working capital cycles. These are all very, very interesting topics. And obviously you might have some idea about them. So for case study, obviously we are not going to go in the depth of, because that's not required, but we will brush up our skills in order to understand the topics in a better way. Now let's talk about operational case study. Let's move forward. We'll see that within each operational case study, there are 6 core activities. So if you're a cricket fan, you need a sixer to hit and win the match. So there are 6 activities we are going to learn and go through. These core activities represent the tasks that are more frequent, critical, important to the entry-level finance professional. So you can see this word is really interesting, entry level. So you're not talking about something like strategic level or management level. It's an entry level. So even you feel your background is not that strong, you're not an accounting expert, you never studied accounting before, financial accounting, reporting, finance, then you don't need to worry at all. This is not an issue. We are going to build up your base, and we will build up your case study key factors that will pass you as soon as you give your exam. By completing the core activities, successful candidates will implicitly demonstrate not the technical abilities, but also you will acquire the competencies that's required for the next level. So CIMA course more organized on level wise. So in strategy, we discuss only strategy. We don't solve any question. We don't do numerical calculations. We go only for strategy. Same way in management, we always talk about the management. And in operational, we do always day-to-day operations, sales, marketing, cost of goods sold, working capital, means how we run the operations of the company. That's the most important part to learn in this area. So now I'm going to explain you one by one. What are these? What is a sixer about? What are these 6 core activities that we have? So the first activity, and as I have explained the content, so it's gonna make more easy for you because I have built up all the content in your mind. So you can see that one skill that we need to learn and where the activity or question is related with is prepare costing information for different purposes to meet the need of the management. So here the cost accounting. Just recall my previous discussion. I talk about absorption cost, marginal cost, activity-based cost, standard costing, and costing. And these are very important for you because it's like accounting and cost accounting. It goes in your mind. It remains forever. This is the beauty of our subject. For example, if I need to do any debit and credit in today's world, I don't think much. It goes debit, credit is in our blood, brain, and our skills. So I feel that that's a generic skill. So same way we will put in your head absorption cost, variable cost, activity-based costing, standard costing, marginal costing, static cost, every cost that we can encounter with. Then we have to prepare the budgets and zero-based budgeting, incremental budgeting, cost budget, sales budget, production budget, human resource budget, labor budgets, overheads budget. These all budgeting will be very integral and interesting part. Analyze performance using financial and non-financial information. That is also very, very important. So financial information, we get it from financial statement, but non-financial information, I feel sometimes is really important. It's really, you can say, more catchy and more decision making. It helps me in more decision making sometimes. I feel like it's like, for example, I have a figure of inventory and versus what is my units in inventory, what is my quality of inventory, what is the life of the inventory. So these are few things that are really, really important. Non-financial information, turnout of the staff, turnout of the sales, quality, compliance, other things. Non-financial information is getting really, really important. Not everything is figure. You can't decide only on figures, financial figures. As a management accountant, we have to keep different consideration in our head for different purposes. And that's the interesting part of our discussions. And apply relevant financial reporting standards, corporate governance, ethical and tax structure. So we heard about Lehman Brothers. They have a scandal, and this scandal end up in a compliance called, in a law called Sarbanes-Oxley 2002. Then every country, UK has its own compliances, corporate governance code. We have category report. We have a code of financial conduct, we have financial crime agency, national crime agency, we have financial services agencies, which has been renamed recently. Then we have information that is very, very important for taking your short-term decisions. So CIMA is going to test your long-term decisions in the strategic level. So here, that's why he's explaining you very deliberately a word called short term. But because when we talk about operational matters, we say operations study in less than 1 year time your current stuff. So that is very, very interesting in terms of your operational activities. And of course, the working capital is the backbone of operations. If I have very nice Ferrari, I live in Burj Khalifa, for example, and I don't have money to pay my fuel or pay my bills, this all will mess up. These financial assets will be unmanageable if I don't have effective working capital, means ability to pay my short-term obligations. So how to increase your current assets, how to decrease your current liabilities, how to arrange the funds when you are in a deficit. This is a very important management level skill that we want to impart in your knowledge, in your brain. And you can see that these are the percentages. So we can see that this, and this, which is budget and analysis, and your short-term decision making is a bigger portion, is a bigger pie for this cake. And this is a tip for you also. Whenever you give an exam, always see what is the big weightage. This weightage will take more focus. I will focus on these 3 areas first, and then I'm going to focus on other areas. That's how the things will move forward. So this 6 areas has been popped up into different E1, F1. So this I already explained you, so it will be a bit repetition. So let's skip this slide. These all are I have already explained. So let's move forward and see the operational case study exams. So how Berkeley is going to build up their base on you. So we will give you a pre-seen case study as you enroll for the exams before a certain days. You're going to receive it directly from CIMA, and as a learning provider, we receive a couple of days before you receive. So we always have updated information with us. And so once we receive the case, we start analyzing the industry trend analysis. We prepare our notes. So when the student gets, so when we start our classes, we are prepared with some facts, figures, analysis. So it makes our students' life more easy. Then we have Kaplan case study analysis. That's also very, very interesting. And because we use Kaplan books, they are really good, and they are doing a great job for the CIMA as a publisher. But then we do have our Berkeley study notes, which is the summarized, condensed, relevant, very useful information. And we give you a couple of mocks that is likely to build up your confidence, your practice, your time management, your learning management, your skills and techniques. And that's going to make yourself ready for the exam, because we say practice makes you perfect. So we do a lot of mocks before the real exams, and this makes your life very, very lucrative. So let's discuss, just for your understanding, how a case study looks. So we will see the pre-seen August 2022 case that is very relevant and very updated to see. So every case that you receive before the exam, it has around 30 pages, 31, 32, sometimes 29. So these are the pages. And what are generally the main contents? So every time the format will remain same of the case, but the information keeps changing. So we have, so we start with what is your role. So you are a management accountant, you are in the operational level, for example. And you are an operational person, because if I say strategic, same analysis will change for strategic, but for management different and operational different. So you will be more into operational roles, and there will be an introduction of the company and the scenario and the situation. And obviously we'll have some extract. So this case is about meals at home. So there is a website, why to choose them. So there is a key factor, competitive edge. How to use our subscription services. These are explaining the stream of revenues, cost, revenue, profit, working capital, cash flow, current assets, current liability. This is what we need to understand in this case. What to expect, what you receive your order, and then we will see who are the directors. These are very important, because corporate governance tells you that if you have nice committees in your company and you have nice people which has relevant experience, education, so this company will rock. This company will become Microsoft, Google, Apple, Tesla, if you have the right people on your board. So that's why always in CIMA exams, in case studies, we see the directors, information about directors. So we can see, because directors are going to give the direction. So if they are better, they are relevant, they are fair, they are honest, they are not biased, they are not bad, they are not corrupted. So the company and the firm and the organization is going to grow. So all about operations, so sale, distribution, production. As you know, I explained you the production operations mean how you sell, how you purchase, how you procure, how you keep your inventory, how you arrange your funding, how you have your bank loans, facilities. These all comes in your operational matters. Information about company operations are very important. And so he will give you here more information. Then he will tell you about industry. So as a management accountant, I never rely on my own figures. I compare them with industry benchmarks. What's going on in the industry? This all is very, very important. Obviously, we need financial information, and you can see this is 2-year information, 2021 and 2022. So this information is really interesting, because when we have 2-year figures, so we can see the trend, upward, downward, same. But unfortunately, if it is COVID versus normal period, no help. We can't do anything, because we can compare the same things over a period of time, but not compare the different swings on the same level. So we'll see what it does. Previously, CIMA was mentioning that ignore the effect of COVID in the case, strategic cases, other cases. So unless they ask you in the case that consider COVID as a situation, put them. Otherwise, no need to put them. Budget information for ending 31st December 2022 articles. So this is the exam pattern. So there is a what you are in the company. There's an introduction about company. Then there are their business dynamics. Then there are directors, and there are financial information. And in the end, he will give you some articles, some information that is going to help you to understand the industry, what's going on, new things, new challenges, new updation, new innovations, new operational strategies. This all will be in the articles like a newspaper. And because he never used the actual words like America, UK, they say new land, far land, east land, midland, So that, but that's about the country itself. So you can see that these are the 27 pages case that need to be with you. So what we do is we start the case, we read it with you, and we go one by one. We analyze, we give you some points, how to analyze them, how to read them, what to get out of it, and then the possible questions that, and based on the topic set that I just explained you, E1, F1, and you are ready to go. So here you can see these are your roles. So he's saying you are a finance officer working with the finance department. You are principally involved in the preparation of management accounting information, providing information to the managers to assist with decision making. At times, you are also expected to assist with the preparation of financial statements, answer queries regarding financial reporting and financial matters. So you can see that we are talking about preparation of financial statements. So it's a operational case study, nothing strategy, nothing management, preparation, so our skills must be more into calculations and more into preparations. Here the case will start, so he'll give you some introduction about different things, that what is this company, what it does, and they were founding in 12. So I'm not going to read for you, but this is just a standard case. They tell you when the company was formed, who formed, what they did, what's their revenue since then, and what they provide, what is their quality policy, everything, and sustainability to the heart of the business. So these all are very, very general information, and it will obviously help us to link ourselves into the questions and topics. Let's discuss the strategy. Of course, we need to read the case. So I suggest to read the case and drink it like a water. So you know what's written on page number 1, what is which line, which information, how many percentage, what was the business, who's the name, who's John, who's Bob, who is the CFO, who's the CEO. It should be in your brain. So that's why they send you, because in exam, it's not a tough exam at all. None of the CIMA exam is a tough exam. That's always make sure. There is nothing hard in exam. It's just you need to have a time management and skill management and your exam management. So you need to read and memorize the important facts. Of course, you can't memorize 30 pages, but you can get a summary, which we will prepare for you, 4 to 5 pages, facts and figures. That is very, very handy and easy to do. Kaplan notes will help you. Berkeley notes will help you. And these are the bookish information that you need to know. Working capital, your budgeting tools, techniques, methodologies. And you have to do, we prefer, like once we finish the course, we go mock. Every day 1 mock, every week 3 mocks, depending on your time management. Because as much practice we will do, as much our chances to pass the exams will be perfect. Yeah, so it will be a real exam base. So this is your exam structure. You will have 4 sections. So what does it mean, section? Your real exam will open 45 minutes, 1 section. Finish. You cannot go back. It's finished forever. Next, 45 minutes. Section 3, 45 minutes. And section 4, 45 minutes. And you will be given a scenario, as I told you. And there will be questions based on that scenario. So in the first 3 questions, to question 3 and 3. So you can see this is the smallest section that you have. And these are 3 long sections you have. And these are the percentages. Like first part has 32 and 28% of the area. So imagine, like, let's assume we have 100%. There are 4 sections, so 20 are your sections, and then out of say 20%, 32% is for part 1 section A. So means that you can score any good area, it's fine. You will be passed for a cumulative grade, so that's always a great comfort for you. This is our exam look. It's a computer-based exam. This is a computer screen. This is, you can see here is a pre-seen reference material, which is the case. Case will be in front of you in the exam. You can click, you can recall, but it will waste your time. So that's why we recommend to memorize. So you have just typing and responding that time. You're not finding the information, because if you start finding the information, it's going to create a time management issue for you. So and the only thing that I felt in the students' feedback, that they were saying that the paper was lengthy and we don't have sufficient time. But honestly, you can improve your time management with a little practice before with Berkeley. We can help you to sort out. And here, as I told you, this is the question. So it is 60%. And 40%. As common sense, 60% means you need to write more. 40% means that you have to write less. How much to write, how much, what points, what to do, how to explain, what is the best strategy. That's once you join our course, we are going to explain you one by one. So that you are rewarded, that you have been demonstrated, and there is no negative marking, so you don't need to worry at all. It's a case study exam, so you can have your a lot of thoughts, expressions, which may not be written in the book, but these are relevant to your topics. Marker has to attend extensive trainings, and answer which does not address the requirement of the task must be awarded, may be awarded no marks. So always write relevant, no right and left, right on target. Time is very less in the exam, so we need to be to the point. So these are some levels. If you get a very good response, you will get 8 to 10 marks, which is level 3. If you do normal job in the paper in exam, you are on level 2. And if you have for example, a very irrelevant answer with no much impressive points, and of course you are actually you will fail. Actually 1 to 3 is very low percentage, and if you are not relevant, then 0 marks will be given. So that's the way examiner think. What we target is level 3. So level 3, you will get very good grades. Maybe you get a distinction, you get a merit, and this merit will go whole your life. So that's always a very interesting scenario. I remember, like, when I give my exam, so always in my exams, I used to feel when I passed first time, so it was a different feeling, you know. I mean, those friends who have passed in second, third, you know, they are also CIMA, they are happy. But still now, when I sit with them, I tell them, oh yes, how many attempts you took? I took 1. So what about you? 2, 3. So it doesn't matter that you are CIMA, but the feeling of passing the exam in the first attempt is always with you for the whole life. Okay, what are the exam dates? So your exams are on 10th, 11th, and 12th of August. And your exam opening has already begun on 26th of January, and it will close 26th of July. And your CIMA will take a bit of time, not much, but you can say around 6 weeks. For your results, because they have checking, rechecking, quality assurance, and so many internal procedures, which make CIMA the best organization in the world in terms of academic handling. So yes, yeah, you will get your exams in 6 weeks approx. So you have to wait. So where you can give exams, you can Google Pearson View. Pearson centers are all over the world. So you can see who's the nearest and you can book it. Obviously, Berkeley is going to help you in booking your exams. And your 4 sections has 3 hours, 45 minutes, as I already explained, so it's been repeated and it's fine. Reading and feedbacks also I told you, so it's all sorted. Tips to pass your exam, so get a master side, get a mindset, set a mindset, goal setting. You have to pass. This is the first thing that you have to set up. You can do CIMA, you can do management case study, you can do racial case study, you can do strategic case study. This is the first thing that you have to think, prepare, join us, stay with us on the boat, and take the fun of the preparation. That is really, really important. Practice, practice, and practice. That's the key of your success. You have to do practice, practice, and practice. So it's not that you have to do lot practice. We are not saying that. Don't take it that you have to extremely study 24 hours. That's not the right way. But it's like do a right practice, right time, and success will be yours.